Hey, hello, everybody. It is Lisa Crisali. It is Monday night, and that means it is time for Getting Down to Business Live with Lisa. There we go. Getting Down to Business Live with Lisa. Let me check Command Central over here. And of course, right before I went live, like 2 seconds ago, I took a sip of water and it went down the wrong tube. So I'm like choking. So I apologize, you guys. That's how I drink water. It just goes down the wrong tube. Like, you guys ever have that happen? All right. So let's see here. I think we have everything rocking and rolling. Yes, it is good. All right. As you come on board, let me know you are joining #live. Say hello and where you're joining from, or #replay and say hello and let me know where you are joining from. As you all know, I do check back here for questions and comments as we go. But today I have a pretty big training for you. And I'm really excited to share this because this is a question and an issue that I get approached with all the time. It's very, very common, especially as entrepreneurs and business owners, to get stuck sometimes in analysis paralysis. And so today's training is going to be talking all about the exact steps that you can do, how to break through analysis paralysis, and how to be able to take quick action steps to be able to analyze something, make a decision, and move forward. One of the worst things that you can do is get stuck in analysis paralysis, because what happens when you get stuck there? You do nothing. You're not deciding yes, you're not deciding no, right? You're still stuck between all of the, is this the right thing to do or not? And so having the tools and the processes to be able to make decisions quickly, and I'm going to share some quotes and a couple things in here from some names that you might recognize that really addresses this, right? Addresses having the ability to be able to quickly make decisions and move forward. As a business owner and as an entrepreneur, this is a critical component. This is a critical step in continuing to grow and expand your business. It's all about how do you analyze something or take something in and decide if this is the right decision for you in moving forward. So I'm going to start off and share a little story with you, and you may or may not be familiar with it. If you are, you can pop into the comment box and let me know. So whenever I am unable to make a decision, I remind myself of the ancient fable, Aesop's fables. Any of you remember Aesop's fables about the fox and the cat? Okay, in the story, the two animals, they're kind of going along and they're spending the day doing different stuff. But basically, in a nutshell, they're discussing how many ways that they have to escape if a hunter came on board. So basically, they're out foraging and they're trying to get food and different things, and they're boasting back and forth. And all of a sudden, they hear a hunter in the background. And the fox says, well, I have all these different ways. I have all these different things that I can do. And the cat admits to having only one. He says, well, check this out. But when the hunters finally arrive, the cat just scurries right up the tree. He's up on top of the tree before the hunters got there. So they didn't even hear him. And they certainly didn't see him up there, right? They were looking on the horizon. So the cat climbs up the tree. So he's looking from above. And the fox, on the other hand, he begins to analyze all of the ways to escape that he knows. But because he had all these different options, he was unable to decide which one would be best. And he failed to act at all. And he literally got caught, right? He got caught by the dogs. They're chasing him all over, but he didn't know which way to go. So to me, this story perfectly illustrates the analysis paralysis phenomenon, right? Which is actually, so analysis paralysis is the inability to act or decide due to overthinking available alternatives, possible outcomes, and data. So let me actually put that in there. Hold on one second. I didn't put this in here. So let me put it into the thing. Actually, let me say this really quick. So again, analysis paralysis phenomenon is the inability to act or decide due to overthinking available alternatives, possible outcomes, and data. So I want to hear from you guys. How many of you have had have this issue come up, right? You literally, there's too many things, there's too many alternatives, there's too many possible outcomes and data. So go ahead and comment in the comment box below and let me know that, again, you're in the right place here today, okay? So let's talk about what exactly analysis paralysis is, okay? So according to the definition, analysis paralysis or paralysis by analysis is an anti-pattern. Yep, that's exactly it. It's an anti-pattern. It's a state of overanalyzing or overthinking a situation so that a decision or action is never taken, in effect, paralyzing the outcome. Again, how many of you, along with me, have found yourself stuck in analysis paralysis? Okay, you have, you're just afraid to make a decision one way or other. So a person experiencing analysis paralysis gets so lost in the process of analyzing and evaluating various data needed to make that decision that they literally become unable to act, just like in the fox in the Aesop's fable. Okay, by the way, how many of you remember Aesop's fables? Okay, let me know in there. So, all right. So that's the issue. We understand what it is. So how do you actually overcome analysis paralysis, right? How do you break through that analysis paralysis? Well, stick with me. So I'm going to go through a series of things, and you guys can take some notes here. I'm going to encourage you to take some notes, make sure you ask questions, etc. Number one, first thing is to prioritize your decisions. Okay, prioritize your decisions. Number one, ask yourself these questions before every decision that you have to make. Number one, how important is it? Okay, number two, will its outcome affect the next immediate stage of the, what it is that you're trying to do? Will it affect the next immediate stage of what you're trying to do? So perhaps it is, the opportunity to attend an event. Okay, should I or should I not? Should I attend this event or not? Okay, well, again, how important is it to your business, right? Let's say it is specifically towards your business. How will the outcome of attending that affect the next stage of your business? Is it going to give you the tools and the resources that you need to move forward in your business? Okay. Next question. Do you have to make the decision right now? So this is a big question and a big issue in analysis paralysis. Do you have to make the decision right now? Well, that depends. Okay. It depends on several things. Many times, and again, I'm going to go with this example, an example of whether or not to attend an event. So as you're analyzing whether it is the right thing for you or your business, if you have to make the decision right now, really should be based upon a couple things. Is it happening right away? Do you have the time availability? Or are there incentives for making a decision sooner rather than later? So again, especially we see this a lot in events, right? In again, maybe early bird specials, or you get extra bonuses, right? There's a lot of advantages to being able to make quick decisions. And this is something Lucho and I teach a lot, which is analyze it and make a decision and go, right? Say yes and then figure out how. Say yes, figure out how. And if you know that it's not right for you, then say no and move on, okay? So the next question was, do you have to make a decision now? And the last one is, what could go wrong based upon the decision that I make? Okay, what could go wrong? So again, if it's an event, maybe, is there travel required or no travel required? Is there something overlapping that you can maybe move, right? How often does this happen? Does this only happen once a year, or does this happen all the time? Okay, so those are the initial questions. So that's the initial questions asking in prioritizing. Then once you prioritize, it's also about determining the goal for making each decision. So for instance, imagine you need to choose between implementing let's say it's a complex feature, right? Like maybe it's a product or a service thing. It's a complex feature requiring slow, tedious development, and it's a less sophisticated alternative, right? It takes all these pieces to do it. So you could begin collecting and analyzing data to try and predict which one offers the best prospect for the future. However, knowing that your goal is to get something done quickly or as fast as possible, the less sophisticated alternatives becomes the smarter or more efficient choice, right? Did I say that right? So you either have something that is a complex feature requiring slow, tedious development, or it's less sophisticated alternative that's fast. Maybe that didn't come out right. I kind of had to hear myself. Does that make sense? So again, knowing that you have to solve this quickly, right? Or you have to make a decision quickly, then you want to be able to go with the route, right? Determine that goal. Making a quick decision might be important for this, okay? Also, break your decisions into smaller steps. Okay, the next one is break your decisions into smaller steps. So instead of trying to make a decision in one step, consider breaking it into smaller actions. So shifting your attention from one big decision to maybe some smaller or easier to make ones that can make you progress, while freeing you from the paralysis of trying to make a big, huge, significant choice. Okay, so maybe attending that event is one of the smaller decisions. Maybe there's bigger decisions for your company or for your business, but maybe attending that will help give you the groundwork or the framework that you need for a bigger decision, maybe on how to grow your business, what direction to go in with your business. Okay, you guys following me so far? I see you on here. Nobody's commenting though, so say hello. Let me know that you're joining me. Tell me where you're joining from. And again, let me know if you're dealing with exactly these issues right now. So we're breaking down the process. So we talked about breaking decisions into smaller steps. The next piece of this is really, really important. The next part here is forget perfection. And this is the thing I see holding up and stopping so many entrepreneurs. It is never going to be perfect. Okay. It is never going to be perfect. The question is, will it solve your problem? Okay. Will it solve your problem? Okay. Taking action, some imperfect action is better than no action at all. You guys with me? Imperfect action is better than no action at all. Awesome. Okay. We got somebody in here. Hello. All right. So as a quick reminder, right up above my head, we have it says StreamYard.com/Facebook. So when you click on that, then I can see you and I can highlight you and bring you up on the screen. Okay. I love to do that. So glad you are here. So we're talking about forgetting perfection. This is so important in your business. You can perfect as you go. All right. Action is better than no action. All right. This is really important, especially when you get stuck. Should I do this or should I not? And as I mentioned earlier, if you missed it, again, high level entrepreneurs and business owners, they have a process, which is say yes and then figure out how. Say yes and figure out how you're going to do it. Okay. This is how you move your business forward. This is how you make decisions and move through it. Okay. But again, forgetting perfection. We talked about that one. Put healthy, I call this healthy pressure on yourself or your team. Okay. So what I mean by that is if you're one of those people who work better under pressure, right? Sometimes we work better when there's a deadline or a timeline. Enforce a deadline by which time you must make a decision. So if I go back to the example of, let's say, attending an event. So you may have a period of time with which to make the decision. Am I going to go to this? Am I going to attend? Am I going to buy tickets or do what needs to be done? And again, having a deadline, which is why, again, you guys have to understand this in doing business. It's exactly why we offer early bird special pricing. It's so that you set up a deadline and you take action. The other great thing about early bird deadlines is, again, you get better pricing, you get extra bonuses. There's other ways, other things that make that decision even better by making a decision quickly and moving forward. Okay. So again, putting healthy pressure on yourself, knowing what those deadlines are. So, okay, let's see. I don't see the StreamYard symbol. Just wanted to say hi. I take a lot of imperfect action. Absolutely. You sure do. Right? Because it's easy to perfect it as you go, Michelle. So it's easier to perfect it as you go, as you know, right? But taking action and just putting it out there anyway, being consistent, again, is better than not taking any action at all, which will get you stuck, which will keep you in that analysis paralysis. So perfect. Hey, Michelle, I'm happy you're here. All right. So again, putting healthy pressure on yourself by enforcing deadlines. So I said in the very beginning, I was going to share like a little quote with you. And this is really, I love quotes. So, Amazon CEO, you guys all know who that is. Amazon CEO, Jeff Bezos, right? He did a letter to his shareholders all about high velocity decision making. Okay, high velocity decision making. And in it, he said, high velocity decision making is essential to dynamic, successful business. Of course, quality matters, but it's ultimately better to fail forward, right? Fail forward. How many of you have heard that? It's ultimately better to fail forward. Choose quickly, learn from your mistakes, and move ahead than it is to grind to a standstill. Okay. This is how he has built his company so fast and so big. Okay. So it's about making decisions, failing forward, learn from your mistakes if it's mistakes and move ahead. Take what you learn from it and then move ahead. But if you don't make any decisions and you don't take any action, you're literally standing still. And as many of you may have heard Lucho and I, we always say, if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not growing, you're dying. Okay, so it's so important that you're taking steps to continue to move forward. So one of the things, again, we've been in business for over 17 years. You guys know this. And we continue to stay current and stay in the forefront and continue to learn, right? What is happening? Because I can tell you just on the marketing side, how we market and grow our business today is light years away from what we did 17 years ago, right? It's a constant evolution. It's always changing. It's always evolving, right? And if you're not keeping up with that in your business, no matter what that is, and no matter what it is you're doing, you literally are dying. You're stopping your growth, right? Exactly what Jeff Bezos just said. So when we talk about analysis paralysis, and again, how many of you guys are in here, how many of you have faced a situation where you got stuck in analysis paralysis? So just throw down, tell me yes or no, where you got stuck in analysis paralysis, you did nothing, and you missed an opportunity, okay? Just share that with me. And I'm sure, we all have, okay? We all have, where again, you got stuck in trying to make a decision, and instead of deciding yes or no, you did nothing, and then you missed the opportunity. So let's see here. Oh, all right, Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Yes, if you don't learn something every day, you aren't listening. Absolutely, right? You're not listening. That's another great quote. I love that. You're not listening. You've got to be open and hearing what is going on. And we have, yes, I've been standing still for a while now, not knowing what direction to go in. Yes, my business is dying for sure. Thank you for being open. Okay. I know that's probably tough to put in writing. Okay. So bear with me here, because part of this is learning how do we move forward. Okay. Understanding what that is. That's exactly why I have this group. That's exactly why this is here. Because again, when you get stuck like this is exactly it. And thank you for being vulnerable. Okay. And thank you for sharing that, because this is exactly why I'm talking about this today. And believe me, you're not the only one. Okay. You're not the only one. This is how we learn and this is how we grow. But fear only keeps you stuck. Okay. It's stepping through the fear. So let me get back to where I was here. Thank you for sharing that. So the real issue of analysis paralysis is about overwhelming options. Okay. It's overwhelming options, especially today. We have so much coming at us, right? Now, limitless choice sounds delightful, sounds wonderful in theory. Okay. In theory, it's like, oh, I have all these choices. But in most work situations and most businesses, endless options just clogs up the channels. It slows down momentum and it ramps up your stress. Okay, because you literally you guys, I study this stuff. Like, this is what I study and I get it. And I don't know if any of you heard me share, I'm going to use this as an example. Okay, I have an issue. Okay, I get stuck in analysis paralysis when I walk into a Sephora store. So I don't know if you guys understand what I'm talking about, but for some reason to me, Sephora, the way they have their store set up is complete overwhelm, right? They have so many products and they have so much stuff that I go in there for something and they have 30 choices for one thing and I end up not buying anything, right? Because they say a confused mind doesn't buy. This is true. Okay. And this is how I apply it. This happens to me every time. And I stopped going in, but every once in a while I'll be like, okay, I'm going to give it, I'm going to go in, I'm going to go try it out, go see. And then the same thing happens with me. I get stuck and I do nothing. And this is not good for business. Okay. So there's a psychologist by the name of Barry Schwartz, and he has a book called The Paradox of Choice. Okay. The Paradox of Choice, Why More is Less. And he talks in there that too many choices often leads to second guessing and dissatisfaction, right? Or no action whatsoever. According to one study, when decision makers are overwhelmed by options, they either choose poorly or make no decision at all, right? That's what I was just saying, right? They choose poorly or they make no decision at all. So part of the issue here is that having so many options activates what we call the law of diminishing returns. How many of you have heard of the law of diminishing returns? So give me a yes or whatever in the comment box. The law of diminishing returns. So when you have a glut of options, you have too many options, the law of diminishing returns kicks in, where that means added efforts net you fewer additional benefits. Okay, let me say that again. The law of diminishing returns. Yep, we got a yes there. Yep. The law of diminishing returns is where added efforts, you're doing more efforts, is netting you fewer additional benefits. And this is absolutely the case with analysis paralysis. Okay. So, what do we have? Let's see here. You said choose poorly or impulse buy, right? Absolutely, right? It's an impulse buy. Stores count on that. And that's why they set things up like they do. Exactly. That's why they have the last minute, like little counter right there as you're at the checkout stand, right? Those last little minute things that you're going to grab, or they have things that they call, the bumpers on the end of each aisle as you're walking through. They put things out there to catch your attention. Target's awesome at this. They're so good at it. Every time I go into Target to buy like one thing, I buy like 15, right? How many of you guys do that? I love Target. Okay. So big difference though for me between Target and Sephora, the way they structure it and they set up their store, totally different. Now, so the solution to this, okay, you guys ready for a solution? So the solution for this, we want to talk about solutions, is setting clearer goals or what we call smaller pools. So avoiding end caps, that's what it is. Yes, thank you. Yes, end caps, that's what they call them. Perfect. So avoiding option overwhelm requires discipline and proactive thinking. Okay, so here's what you want to do. It starts by getting crystal clear on the result that you hope to achieve. Okay, so we're going to walk through these steps, getting crystal clear on the result that you want to achieve. So is it maybe, you want to increase, you want to learn how to structure your business properly, or is it something on social media and get more page views, or, specific interactions with your chosen avatar, right? Whatever your end goal, nailing it down gives you the firm criteria for evaluating and then quickly eliminating what doesn't work. So let's go back to the example of a live event or an event, okay? So trying to decide, is this event going to get me to my end goal? So if you're really clear what your end goal is, I want to grow my business. Is this event specifically, is that the promise of this event, right? To help you grow your business or help you get clear in your business or create a foundation for your business, okay? So if you know what that end goal is, then it helps you make that decision, right? Because you're able to establish your filter. You establish a filter for it. Apply it to the smallest selection possible. So even if it feels arbitrary, setting a cutoff point and sticking to it. So again, instead of just saying, this event looks fun, or this event, looks, has all this stuff or all these things. The question isn't that. The question is, does this event, is this going to help you get to your end goal? Okay. Ultimately, and that's the easiest way to decide, is this right for me? Is this not? I'm going to tell you, like, I study a ton of stuff about marketing, you guys. I'm always watching what's happening in marketing and who's doing what. And of course, my phone's ringing. Okay, I'm always studying that. And one of the problems with that, when I study that for our clients, is that I'm seeing all these opportunities, all these things come in. And so I've had to learn how to really set up these filters between, oh my God, that looks really cool and that would be super awesome to do, to what is the end goal. If I were to take the time to do that, how does that benefit my clients, or how does that benefit our business? Okay. So again, it's learning how to set those criteria. This is really, really critical to help you overcome the analysis paralysis. Okay. You guys getting that so far? Cool. So we covered the, let's see here. What is analysis paralysis? How to prioritize your decisions, how to determine the goal, how to break the decisions into smaller steps, okay? Forgetting perfection, right? It's never going to be perfect. And putting healthy pressure on yourself or your team. Cool. Cool. We got a thumbs up. Yes. I like my little avatars here, the little icons or whatever those things are called. I love those. So perfect. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Any questions that you guys have about addressing analysis paralysis, information overload? Because I'm really spending time this month talking about this. And again, there's a reason for it. As many of you know, we have by the way, and I like to use this as an example. So we just launched our annual Monetize Your Nutrition Knowledge event, our Monetize Your Nutrition Knowledge, the business of health, wellness, fitness, and nutrition, right? It's all about your business. So I'm going to put that up here, Monetize Your Nutrition Knowledge. And the reason we want to talk about this is understanding and getting super clear. So if something that you're looking at doing for your business is figuring out, your business structure, what you're doing, how do you set up systems, and how do you create the foundational components of your business, that's exactly what this event is set up for. Okay, so hold on one quick second. So this event is, again, we do this every year. This will be our 10th year. However, this year we are doing this as a virtual live experience, which is going to be super, super fun. The virtual live experience, and we call this, again, the business of health, fitness, and nutrition. This is for anybody who has a medical, health, fitness, wellness, fitness, nutrition business, and you want to figure out how to take your knowledge and fit it into a proven system that will generate $10,000 or more per month for your business, whatever your business is. Okay, this is what we do. This is not a pitchathon, by the way. I want to be really clear with you guys. This is not a pitchathon. There are now 30 speakers all lined up selling you and pitching you on their latest, greatest stuff. We don't structure it like that. We never have. It is really, really important to us that you understand that this is an immersive education experience. And when I say experience, I mean, it's going to be like, again, because we're doing it virtually, we've always liked to have fun with our events, but what we're doing because of it's virtual is literally all about the word experience and having you experience this and having 3 days to work on your business, create your roadmap for your business to launch whatever new processes or systems to be up and ready. And I call this a GSD. So a get shit done event, meaning you're going to be working on the systems and the processes specifically for your business. No templates, not like a one size fits all thing. We don't operate like that. Again, for those of you guys who are already working with us, you know that. This is dialed in, and we've got some really, really cool processes that we take you through and interactive experiences that you're going to be able to go with and enjoy. So I just wanted to really tie this in. So again, use what I taught you today. Okay, whether you're looking at attending our event or whether it's something else in your business, again, go check this out. I'm going to encourage you, go check this out and look at that and apply the components that I taught you today to this. And is this the right thing for you to do? And by the way, if it is, I'm just telling you, we just ended our super early bird pricing, but our early bird pricing, so it went up a little bit, but you still have massive, massive savings, okay, is still in effect. Oh, look at that. That's an amazing opportunity for those on that path. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. Yes, again, it's our favorite thing that we do every year. We love doing this event. It really is our favorite thing. Normally we do this live and in person, but what I will tell you is we are doing, again, we have just gone over the top. And so I'm super excited about it. I love the concept of doing it virtually, that nobody has to travel, no hotel, none of those extra costs, eating out and all that stuff. You can do it from the comfort of your home. And again, it's going to be immersive. So like we give away, we're having like bonuses and prizes and giveaways so that people are staying engaged and staying a part of it and really working on the pieces of their business. So I'm super excited about that. So any questions, you guys have any questions here about the process of overcoming analysis paralysis and what we discussed. Now, for those of you who are catching the replay, again, put in #replay, make sure you post in any questions that you might have, because again, I come back in here and I'm checking the chat box all the time. So I'm just going to encourage you guys to do that. I'm also going to put the link here in the, let me put this on the page, probably easier that way, so that you guys have it. You can just click on that link and that will take you right to the monetizeyournutritionknowledge.com page. Hey, Brent, good to see you. I didn't realize that was you. So I'm glad you were able to make it. So all you guys, again, this is about overcoming overwhelm, overcoming analysis paralysis, sorry. And again, you got me for another, I'm like right on time tonight. Oh my gosh, like 30 seconds. Okay, oh, here we go, awesome. I saw a question come in. How do you narrow down what information is vital and what is extra? Great question. Oh my gosh. I like this. All right, Sarah. So let me go back to the section here. This is great. Okay, what is vital and what is extra? So remember, let me go here. I got to go back to my notes. You guys, I always use notes. So remember I talked about prioritizing your decision. Okay, this was, I think, step 1. Yes. Okay. Step 1, prioritizing your decision. So you're going to ask yourself these questions. How important is it? Meaning, and this is going to answer this exactly for you, Sarah. How important is this to whatever your outcome is? Remember we talked about setting, whatever that outcome is, setting that goal. Does this lead you to that goal? So for example, let's just say you guys are, you're considering, do I want to go to the Monetize Your Nutrition Knowledge event? Okay. Is this going to lead me to the goal of, improving my business, setting up systems for my business, creating the foundation for my business and, whatever else that might be. If that's the goal that I'm looking for, improving, leveraging, or scaling my business, then when you look at that and you review what all is included, then you're going to say this is either, yes, this is vital to getting that outcome, or, it might be an event just about social media. Like, how do you use social media? Well, that's a tactic. Okay. Social media is a tactic. So that would be an extra. Okay. Now, of course, in our event or at our event, we definitely address social media and how to use it in your business, but you're not taking 3 days out of your time or a whole day out of your business to just do this one tactic. Okay. It's not about tactics and strategies. It's about creating a roadmap and a plan for your business. Okay. And then once you have that roadmap, once you understand the core entrepreneurial process that we teach, then you know when to input those strategies and tactics. Okay. Strategies and tactics are input at a very specific time in your business, depending on where you're at. So that is a great, great question. And then the other part of this is, again, so clarifying whether it's a tactic or a strategy, or is it going to get you to your end goal? And then do you have to make a decision now, or is it something you do later? So that I would say the first one is really, again, how important is it to your end goal? Great questions there. I love that. There's a lot of extra stuff. So you have to actually decide, again, is this a tactic or is this going to get me to my goal? I guess that's the best way I can analyze that. So hopefully that helped. Cool. All right, guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, unless we have any, here's your opportunity to ask away. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. I've got lots of planning to get to. Yes, cool. So, but also here's the thing, Sarah, don't get stuck in planning. Okay, that's the other thing. It's important. Don't get stuck in planning. You've got to then take action, right? Figure out what the end goal is and then what will get you there. And then boom, that's how you take action and you don't get stuck, because a lot of times people can use planning as their analysis paralysis. Okay. So I'm glad you mentioned that. And so again, just caution is don't get stuck in that. Cool. Great questions, everybody. Again, if you are catching the replay, post your questions in there, hit replay, and I will respond. Now, really quickly before you guys take off, remember this Thursday, this coming Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, we have a very special event. It's a part of my expert interview series. So speaking of like tactics and strategies, because we also address tactics and strategies, I have a very special guest speaker this Thursday about how to get found on Google and social media organically. Okay. You guys want to be there. Make sure you mark it. Go to the upcoming events tab, RSVP, so that you get notified and mark it in your calendar this Thursday, 11 a.m. I look forward to seeing you. It's going to be an amazing training, both this Thursday and next Thursday. I got two like incredible experts to share with you guys. So Have a fantastic night. Have a great night, a great week, and I will see you on Thursday, our expert interview series. You do not want to miss it. I promise you, you're going to get a lot of golden nuggets. So see you guys then. Have a great night. Oh, hold on. Not yet. Let me go back to that. There we go. And see you later. Bye.